And this is Mike Plaisance with the Republican and MassLive again. We're back shooting live Facebook video of Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's launch of his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. The election is on November 7th. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Thank you for being with us. Mayor Morse is expected to begin delivering his remarks momentarily.
Hey Mike, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
Doing Facebook Live. Gary Rome.
Facebook Live.
Police Chief James Bieslinger. How are you?
Good, real good, thank you.
Can't you do anything about this weather?
I wish I could.
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican and MassLive. We are at Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's launch event as he campaigns for his fourth term as mayor. We're at the Delaney House. Thank you for joining us. How are you, Jay?
Good, thanks.
We're shooting Facebook Live here.
Oh, you are? Fantastic.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke, Massachusetts for the launch event for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's fourth term as mayor. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely.
All of it is my good side.
right. Thank you for joining us. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's launch of his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Thank you for joining us. Mayor Morse should be making his remarks shortly. City Councilor Todd McGee, say hello to the live Facebook crowd.
Hello. Hope everyone's staying cool.
Is Wendy here with you?
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke as Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to launch his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. The mayor should be making his remarks shortly. He's greeting people at the door here at the Delaney House. The crowd's filling up here at the Delaney House. You're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We're at the campaign launch for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. He's going to begin his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. He should be making his remarks shortly. Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. We're at the Delaney House as we await Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's remarks. He's about to launch his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. We'll make our way over to the entrance. The mayor's greeting people at the entrance here. Mayor Morse is posing for photos at the entrance to his event at the Delaney House. Here with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We're at the Delaney House as Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to launch his campaign for his fourth term as mayor. Thank you for joining us. Say hello to Facebook Live, Mayor.
Hi, Facebook. Go to MorseForMayor.com. You can donate online. You can sign up to volunteer. Join the campaign for another 4 years. Thank you for your support.
What do you think of the crowd? Big room tonight.
Yeah, I love it. I just think it's bringing all types of people together. People who've been in Holyoke their whole life, and people who have moved to Holyoke recently, and a diverse crowd as well. I think one of the things I'm most proud of is that we bring together different types of people from all neighborhoods to support our vision and the progress we're making. So I'm very grateful and excited to see so many supporters here, and I look forward to another positive campaign that is inclusive of all people in the city of Holyoke.
What are the themes you're going to address in your remarks?
Well, I'll just speak briefly and try to rally the crowd up and get them focused on the next 5 months or so. Remind them that we run a positive campaign, all of the progress we've made over the last 6 years, and we can't take that progress for granted, and we want to continue on that path. We've seen great progress in education and economic development, the revitalization of downtown. We see a safer city and a cleaner city, and we see a city now where people are really proud of where they're from, and making people feel included again. That City Hall isn't just for elected officials, but it's City Hall for the people themselves. And so I think we've made a lot of progress in changing the perception of the city, but as always, we still have challenges, and that's why I'm running for a 4th term.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. That was Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. We're at the Delaney House. The mayor is going to announce his campaign for his 4th term as mayor. He should be making his remarks shortly. Thank you for joining us.
Starts going out with 4%, 5%, that's not sustainable. Imagine if it was around the 0.5% of press release, they would obviously get through this
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. We're at Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's launch event as he begins his campaign for a 4th term as mayor of Holyoke. We're at the Delaney House, and the mayor should be beginning his remarks shortly. Thank you for joining us. All the time.
Is your bride here?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay.
Good, how are you? This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper at MassLive.com. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke for Mayor Alex Morse's launch of his 4th term campaign. Election day is November 7th. Thank you for joining us. The mayor is greeting people at the door, and we expect that he's going to be making his remarks shortly. Hey, Rob.
How are you?
This is Rob, the mayor's photographer. Say hello to MassLive. The mayor's mom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Say hello to Facebook Live.
Hi there. What do those firemen do? What do they want?
They're protesting the funding of the department.
Nothing. There's always something. They're not happy. Somebody's always not happy. It's mad they don't get enough overtime as it is. Don't blame it on everything's blamed on Alex all the time. You know what I mean? Just enough. You know, that kid worked 37 hours straight.
That's the mayor's mother.
It's my kid, and I hate that.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir.
That was Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's mother talking to us here on Facebook Live as we await the mayor's remarks as he begins his campaign seeking his 4th term as mayor of Holyoke. We're at the Delaney House. You're with Mike Plaisance, the Republican newspaper, and MassLive.com. The mayor should be starting his remarks shortly. Well, the hall is really filling up here. It was kind of empty just before 6 o'clock, but that's not the case now. We're at the Delaney House. This is the launch event for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's 4th term as mayor. You're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We just heard a little while ago from the mayor's mother. She was not happy to find firefighters protesting down at the driveway to the entrance to this event. The firefighters are protesting what they consider to be the underfunding of the department. The mayor disagrees with that. He says fire protection is strong and public safety remains a priority. We'll see how that plays out in the campaign. Hi, this is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper at MassLive.com. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke, awaiting Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. He's about to give remarks launching his 4th term campaign for mayor. The mayor should be taking the podium shortly. It's a packed hall here. The mayor is greeting people at the entrance. We thank you for joining us. There's plenty to eat here at the Delaney House for the campaign launch of Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse as he pursues his 4th term as mayor. Once again, you're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. And we're waiting for the remarks to be made by Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse as he launches his 4th campaign for mayor of Holyoke. How are you? Hey, Paul, how you doing? You're live on Facebook.
Oh,
See that you turned in your pencil for the camera.
It's okay, I got plenty of pens and video. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
That was Paul Karen, former state legislator from Springfield. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper at MassLive.com. We are in Holyoke at the Delaney House as Mayor Alex Morse is about to launch his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. The mayor should be taking the podium shortly to begin his remarks.
Mike for president!
Some more members of my fan club. Mayor Alex Morse in the suit greeting visitors to his event at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Morse is about to launch his campaign for a fourth term. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're covering this event. Thank you for joining us. The mayor should be about to take the podium to begin his remarks shortly. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper at MassLive.com. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to launch his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. We thank you for joining us. Morse should be taking the podium shortly to give his remarks. We're with Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke awaiting Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. You see him here on the left in the suit greeting visitors to his event. He's going to launch his fourth term campaign for mayor. Election day is November 7th. The mayor just showed us a hello here. Once again, this is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to make remarks, launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. Thank you for joining us.
Don't get me in this.
Okay, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you still working.
Me too. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke awaiting Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse's remarks as he gets set to launch his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. Election day is November 7th. Thank you for joining us. As you can see, the room is packed here at the Delaney House. We're waiting for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse to begin his remarks, launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We thank you for joining us. You see the mayor at the entrance in the suit, greeting visitors to his event here at the Delaney House. The mayor is about to make remarks, launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. You're with Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We appreciate you being with us. Well, if anticipation is the key to a successful event, we certainly have anticipation. It was supposed to begin at 6 o'clock. We're closing in on about 6:45. Once again, we're at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is going to launch his fourth campaign for mayor of Holyoke. You are with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. You see the mayor at the entrance to the Delaney House here, posing for pictures with folks. People keep pouring in here at the Delaney House. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to give remarks, launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. You're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke waiting for Mayor Alex Morse, to make his remarks, launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. Election day is November 7th. Thank you for joining us. The mayor should be taking this podium shortly to give his remarks. State Representative Aaron Vega arriving here in the white shirt at the campaign event for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. Morse is running for his 4th term as mayor. You're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. Good, how are you? This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. We are in Holyoke, Massachusetts at the Delaney House. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is about to launch his campaign for a 4th term as mayor. You see him leaning over the table here. He should be making his remarks shortly. We thank you for joining us again. You see the mayor here, Mayor Alex Morse in the suit, greeting visitors to his event at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Morse is launching his campaign for a 4th term as mayor. Election day is November 7th. The mayor should be making his remarks shortly. We're going to make our way over to State Representative Aaron Vega to get a few comments from him. He's busy at the moment. Perhaps we will come back. See folks chatting here in small groups at the Delaney House in Holyoke. They're waiting for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse to make his remarks to launch his 4th campaign as mayor. Election day is November 7th. You're with Mike Plaisance of the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us. I swear to God this event will begin shortly. Or at least the mayor will begin his remarks shortly. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke, Massachusetts, awaiting the remarks of Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse. You see him here in the suit, greeting visitors to his event. The mayor is about to launch his campaign for a 4th term as mayor. We thank you for joining us. Vega. You're on Facebook Live. How are you?
Okay.
This is State Representative Aaron Vega.
Yep.
How you doing? What brings you out here tonight?
Aaron Morse is running for re-election, and I supported him, so I'm here to support him again. I think he's doing yeoman's work. It's not an easy job, so I'm supporting him for another 4-year term, or your first 4-year term, I should say.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Here with Mike Plaisance of the Republican MassLive and MassLive.com. You see Mayor Morse making his way to the podium here at the Delaney House. He's about to make his remarks as he launches his campaign for a 4th term as mayor. We thank you for joining us.
Like last year.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Here at the campaign event for Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse at the Delaney House in Holyoke. The mayor is about to make his remarks as he launches his 4th campaign for mayor. Thank you for joining us. This is Jay Candelario of Jay's Bed and Breakfast. He'll be introducing the mayor.
Jay Candelario. I own Jay's Bed and Breakfast. One of the reasons why I'm up here is because Alex and myself are very good friends. I support him. I support what he does for the city. I originally was part of my childhood was growing up here in Holyoke and in Amherst. Lived in New York, relocated back to Holyoke, which I saw great opportunities. I bought multiple real estate properties here in Holyoke, and then finally opened up my bed and breakfast, which with the help of Alex and a lot of people from the city council and other folks in the area helped me do that. One of the things that I like him regarding the candidate because he believes in the city, and that draws a lot of attention to a lot of energy to a lot of folks in the area. So I just wanted to let everybody know to really support Alex for his re-election for this year, which when he wins, he'll be a 4-year term mayor, which it's exciting about that. Without further ado, please, here comes Alex Morse.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our campaign kickoff this year for 2017. There's a lot of people I want to thank before I talk a little bit about where we go from tonight. If I can have your attention, please, particularly those folks by the bar. Thank you. I know who you are. I'm writing your names down as we speak. I want to start off by thanking Jay for that introduction and congratulate Jay on his success with his bed and breakfast. And I think he's a testament to the persistence and determination that people have in Holyoke to open up a small business. So give Jay a round of applause for his.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. You're with Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse as he announces his 4th term for mayor at the Delaney House. Thank you for joining us.
City officials. First, we have candidate for City Council at Large, Dad Aloisi. We have school committee member at large, Devin Sheehan, was here. I want to particularly thank our city clerk, Brian McGee, for being a great partner and doing great work for the city clerk's office. She's here as well. The Ward 7 City Councilor, Todd McGee. Candidate for Ward 6 City Council, Juan Burgos. Michael Pease, a member of the Chicopee School Committee, is here. Will McCullough, a candidate for Chicopee City Council and aide to Senator Eric Lesser. We have Kathy Anderson, the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Kathy, for being here. Helene Florida, the president of the Holyoke Taxpayers Association. Thank you, Helene. Aaron Vega, our state representative. Thank you, Aaron. Patricia Duffy works for the state rep but is also a member of the Holyoke Redevelopment Authority. Thank you, Pat. Craig Junowski, the chair of the Holyoke Democratic City Committee. We also have Patty Murdy's, member of the Holyoke Board of Health Commission. Thank you, Patty. And we have the new president of Holyoke Community College, Dr. Christina Royal. And of course, the most important people in the room, other than all of you, I want to thank my dear family who have joined us tonight as well. And so I can just have your attention, folks. Aaron.
Mayor Alex Morse is making his campaign announcement for a fourth term as mayor here at the Delaney House. He's joking, asking the crowd to quiet down so he can make his remarks. He just made a reference to State Representative Aaron Vega.
Of course, I want to thank my mother and my father who've been with me since.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining us.
No matter what. I also want to thank my grandmother who is here. Thank you, Graham. I also want to thank my aunt. She's a politician as well, as you can tell. I want to thank my Aunt Gina, who's here. I also want to thank my brother Doug, who is very special to have him here tonight as well. It was over 6 years ago when I gathered my family together in the house of the room I was renting somewhere in Holyoke, and I told them that this 21-year-old senior at Brown University was going to run for mayor of Holyoke. And as you can imagine, they were a supportive family, but you could tell a little bit in their eyes. I kind of thought, well, what the heck are we getting ourselves into? And I can just say, without hesitation, how supportive they've been, because this job obviously is incredibly rewarding, but I will not be able to do it if I didn't go home and be able to call up a supportive family, a mom and dad, and other folks. So again, I just want to thank my family for their continued support. This is my cousin Nick, and my nieces and nephews might show up at some point as well. You're giving me the stare down. I also want to thank the day-to-day of the city. In my office in particular, I want to thank Rory Casey, my chief of staff, for everything he does. Thank Andre Tijana, who works in my office.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive. This is Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Thank you for joining us.
I also see a great friend of mine, and when I told her I was running for mayor, and she was on the school committee with me when I was a student rep, and since day one she didn't say, don't run, she said, let's roll up our sleeves and knock on doors, and that's Gladys LeBron Martinez. I love you. If I keep looking at everybody, I'll have a story, I'll just keep thinking. But really, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, for making my life so special and this job so special. As you can imagine, there are ups and downs in a job of being mayor in the city of Holyoke. Each and every one of you make it so rewarding and really a job full of excitement each and every day. Over the last 6 years, and I say this often when I first ran for mayor, one of the biggest reasons I was running was to change the perception and change the story of the city of Holyoke from one of a city of just challenges and problems to a city of opportunity and a city of possibility. And as someone that was born and raised in Holyoke, that went through the public schools, like many of you, I rejected the notion that our best days were behind us, that the city that was once booming and had the most millionaires per capita would never be a great city for all of us again. And I ran 6 years ago against many people's wishes because I believed that Holyoke could be that inclusive city once again. No matter what language you spoke, what neighborhood you were born in, what you looked like, where you were from, whether or not your family was in politics, you deserve to get a great education, you deserve to get a good paying job in the city, you deserve to live in a safe neighborhood. And over the last 6 years, every single day that I woke up, and the team I surround myself with, and the friends I surround myself with, believe deeply in the city of Holyoke. And as you've seen over the last 3 campaign cycles, we've had people run against our campaigns that oftentimes tear our city down to try to win an election. Talk about what's wrong with our city, how unsafe our city is, how businesses might be leaving the city, how they don't feel safe in particular neighborhoods, and we reject those notions. We need a mayor that's going to continue to project a positive image of our community and work every single day to realize that vision. Over the last 6 years, we've seen hundreds of millions of dollars of new investment, particularly in the downtown, in the center city. 6 years ago, when I took office, the computing center was just getting built, and many people wondered, what would that do for the city of Holyoke? Will it result in jobs?
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We're at the Delaney House in Holyoke. This is Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse launching his campaign for a 4th term as mayor. Election day is November 7th. We thank you for joining us.
Spending their own money, making things happen, creating jobs and venues for us to enjoy time with our friends and family right in downtown Holyoke. And I see some folks that have been investing down there, so congratulations over there to Gateway City Arts and the Steam Building and folks on and as you can imagine, you know, people who were born in Holyoke, or if you've moved to Holyoke, and I know there's a lot of newcomers to the city here today, you tell people, oh, I'm moving to Holyoke, or I'm moving my business to Holyoke. Initially, you might get a couple of side eyes or a couple of rolled eyes, or why the heck are you going to open a business in Holyoke, or oh man, you have a kid in the public schools, you know, God bless them. And I think all of us here tonight can understand that Holyoke has to be the best city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We have the best people here in our community. We are full of pride and excitement about what's happening here. And you know, we might be able to say a couple negative things about our own community, but God forbid someone outside of our city tries to and those are the type of things that we've rejected over the last 6 years. Folks said that the city couldn't get any safer, that we just couldn't do anything about the violence in our neighborhoods, but we did, and we had our police chief here earlier today, and I want to thank him for his partnership. We put more officers in the streets. We implemented a K-9 unit of community policing, got officers out of cars and onto bikes and onto foot patrol, and we see crime down to historic lows. You know, people said that we couldn't help transform our public schools to make sure all kids could get a great education. But over the last 5 years, we've seen our job upgrade drop by 60% just in the last 2 years alone. More students are graduating today than any time in the last 20 years here in the city of Holyoke. And that's a remarkable achievement to make sure all of our kids can graduate from the Holyoke Public Schools with a great education. And one of the things I sought out to change the most about our community is, as someone growing up here, you know, oftentimes you felt, how do I get involved in the city? How can I play a part? Not just running for office, but how do I show up to public meetings, or how do I know about events? And one of the things that compelled us to get involved 6 years ago was we wanted to feel like we were part of this community. That no one neighborhood or no one family or no one group of people had ownership of the political process in the city. And as you can imagine, when I first announced, people said, you're too young, you're too progressive, you don't come from a political family. If you've met my family, you probably know that. But we've always rolled up our sleeves, and I think we represent what many families here in the city represent. Hardworking families that pass down those values to future generations to work hard and make the city a better place. And I see so many people in this room that, since I took the oath of office back in January of 2012, have volunteered to serve on a board or commission that they didn't know they could serve on before. They've shown up at city council meetings and school committee meetings. They've showed up at rallies and protests. They've showed up at events and cleanups in our community. And I've always said that this isn't a job that I can do alone. Each and every day I rely on the support and the partnership of people in my office, but most importantly, everyday people that I see at the grocery store and downtown, in block parties over the neighborhood. People love the city and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make it a better place. And I want to say how important mayors are. Many of you are from Holyoke, if not all of you. I know some of you from out of town have come to support us as well, and we're certainly appreciative of that. But the role that mayors play today, I can't emphasize enough. As we see what's happening nationally and the need for local and state leadership around issues like climate change and criminal justice, making sure we recognize the common decency and humanity of all people in our city, no matter what sign they're holding in their hand.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We are at the Delaney House in Holyoke. Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse is launching his campaign for a fourth term as mayor. We thank you for joining us.
This has been the greatest honor of my life, and I ask you to help us get reelected this fall for another 4 years. As you may know, it's the first 4-year term. Until the November election, and as always, we've won these campaigns not in events like these, but on the doors and on the phones, on weeknights and on weekends, making phone calls, talking to your neighbors, people you see over breakfast or at dinner, talking about what's at stake with this election, because oftentimes these elections are choices between going backwards or continuing to move forward. And we've moved a hell of a lot forward over the last 6 years, and we need to make sure we continue in that direction. So I call on you to help us knock on doors, make phone calls, and make sure Holyoke continues to be a beacon of progressive politics that continues to include everyone. But again, on the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here, in the air conditioning, of course, for your support, but mostly for your support and love of the city of Holyoke. And I know we have a lot of great things to come over the next 4 years and beyond. So thank you for your help. Please sign up to volunteer, and thank you for your support, and have a great night.
That was Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse just concluding his remarks as he launched his campaign for a fourth term as mayor here at the Delaney House. This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Signing off.